Here's your host, Tom Dirato.
Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Bob Simmons Show. This past weekend, undefeated, number 25, Mississippi State came to town, and Oklahoma State responded with its best effort to date, Bob, and certainly, in your mind, that's more like it, huh?
That's more like it, Tom. It was good to be home in front of the home crowd, great crowd, but it was exceptionally good to see your football team come out and execute the game plan on both sides of the ball. I thought the offense, from the running game standpoint, our offensive line established a line of scrimmage and did a great job. And then our defense played with a lot of enthusiasm and made plays, and both offense and defense complemented one another.
You know, we talked a lot about that last year on the radio show where you threw in the special teams as well. Now, that was not the case this past night, but the fact is you had the complement going pretty well, offense, defense.
Yeah, we did, and you mentioned special team, and that's an area that during this off week we're really going to take a look at because as you'll see at the upcoming highlights, we had a kick block and we had some penalties, and those things can hurt you in the long run.
Well, we'll have all the highlights when we return to the Bob Simmons Show. Well, welcome back to the show. And Bob, what a great crowd for a home opener. They said 42,000, looked like there was 55,000 there, but they were there to greet you when you got on the field.
I tell you, Tom, they were there. It was exceptional to see all that orange in the stands, and here we are coming out.
Look at this. How you like that?
That's different, isn't it?
That's good. And you all got through without stumbling over each other, and you went to the right sideline this year.
For the first time. This is a kickoff here, and this is a nice return here. I think that's Marcus Jones coming up to about the 25, almost a 30-yard line.
What about Marcus in that role now? He is first time he's been able to do that.
One of the reasons is that Jamal Fobbs was injured, so we have to put some new guys in there. But as you can see, we start the game off. It's 3rd and 1 here. Tony does a good job of tucking the ball away, getting that first down, keeping our drive alive. Then we go back to a pass play here. Nice block by, I think that was Willie Grissom and there's Terrence Richardson. Mm-hmm. I think he ends up getting about 15 to 10 yards, or 10 to 15 yards. But what it does is really, it ended up throwing them off pace.
No question, you wanted to come out, pound the ball, establish that ground game right off the bat.
Well, we did, and the offensive line met the challenge. This is a nice cut by Nathan. He's running hard. He had an exceptional night. But anytime a back has a good yard, it's really to the offensive line. And see, this is what Tony does well. He comes off, if a pass is not there, he escapes. Running for 10 yards, and he kept that drive alive. Now we go back inside with a new play that we put in, and this is Nathan really running hard. I think he picked up about 10 yards there and puts his shoulder down, and that's what we asked our tailbacks to do this ball game.
Have you seen him run any harder? Not as a dad, but as a coach.
Well, I tell you, this is one of the games that he is talking to Coach Levine. He got his shoulders around. He got north and south. Didn't make a lot of dancing, and he made positive cuts. And you see here, Tony comes out, decided to keep the ball, and we end up scoring on that first drive, which I think really set the tempo for the ball game.
No question. That's as flawless a drive, obviously, as we've had this year, and ranks up there with some of the ones we had in the last couple.
Well, it does, and that's one of the things, Tom, that we wanted to do this ball game and come out and establish our ground game, and our offense did that well. And I tell you, our defense knew that Mr. Johnson here was a great back and came out the first play, did a nice job of stuffing him, and then we get them in a 3rd down situation where the quarterback has got to make a play. I think this is a nice play by, I think that's Evan Howe. Did a nice job. And this is what they do. They come out when the ball is across the 50 and put you in a situation where you got to keep your defense on the field, punt safe, and I think he ends up kicking into the end zone. And then we still start our drive on the 20-yard line.
Now, you got to be sitting over there thinking, hey, we score the first drive, we do well defensively, turn it back to the offense, and you're going to see we get down there with a chance to really go for a knockout punch early.
I'll tell you, this is a nice throw and catch by Tony and Terrence Richardson. I think he had about 104 yards on about 4 or 5 catches, which says a lot for Tony. Tony pitches the ball sometimes, but when he decides to run it, he does a nice job. And this is one of the things that we're trying to get away from is you're going to get some holding calls, but when you have a short field goal time, you got to put points on the board. And Tim has been better here in those situations. Last night he wasn't. And then when you talk about special teams, as I said before, this is nothing but punt protection. We work on it every day, and we ask our young men to execute that punt protection. In this situation, we didn't get it done, and they go down. I think they score off that and then kick the extra point. And that's 7 points, in my opinion, that they should not have gotten. You got to give them credit, but when you talk to our kids about executing on special teams, they have to do it.
We talk about momentum swings in a ball game. There were enough momentum swings in this first half alone that probably could have lasted you for a month.
Absolutely. Right there, Tony comes out, and he's got to go to the right guy. And if there's a guy right in front of him, the tight end is there. He can't force it, but it puts our defense back on the field in a sudden change situation. And the thing I like about our defense, when they come back, they came back and played with a lot of enthusiasm, got off blocks. You see 3 and 4 guys around the ball. That's a nice tackle by, I think that's Chris Carter. He needs to wrap him up, be a little bit more physical. But there are 4 or 5 guys around the tackle here. We got pressure on him, and he forces a quick throw. This is a nice break by Adam Edwards, who had an exceptional ball game for us, by the way. But we force a long field goal, which is what you want your defense to do when you have a sudden change situation.
And that's about all you can ask for in a situation like that. But here they come again. And talk about Carter. Yeah, he showed up a lot.
Well, I tell you, Chris Carter played about 41 snaps. Ricky Thompson came out and had a cramp, and Chris had to play. And we thought he did an exceptional job. But this is one of Adam that was 2 interceptions, and he's getting better. He's playing the ball better. The quarterback throws it into the crowd, and Adam goes up and takes the ball from the receiver. And I think that's going to give him a lot of confidence to really continue to play well.
And this is an important drive right here.
Good drive here. Jamal Fobbs is in the game now, and what we asked our backs is not to dance a lot, but that was a pretty good cut. He got positive yardage, and this is something we saw on film in terms of the defensive back. Nice throw by Tony. Willie Grissom does a nice job of catching the ball, but he does an exceptional job of running afterwards. And when he gets the ball, they thought he was going to go out of bounds. He stayed in. Nice little move here, and almost scored on that catch. Needs to put the ball away, as I said before, but now we're down to the 3-yard line, and they've seen us run this play so much, and we call that play keep, veer Q keep, and Tony did a nice job of selling the fake, coming off and scoring a touchdown.
Well, Akins must have sold a little bit as well because the whole team converged on him.
Well, if you watch this on film, we ran that play about 10 times in a row in the last 3 weeks, and what we decided to do is really take advantage of it.
I tell you, guys will do anything to score, won't you, right there. So the Cowboys avert some problems as far as a momentum swing is concerned. Now they go up 14-10 on this extra point.
And that was an important drive. We had that swing like you're talking about, and our offense came back and answered the challenge, and you see we go in at halftime 14-10.
Okay, halftime situation. The stats, you look at the stat sheet. If you didn't look at the score, you'd think Oklahoma State was up by 4 touchdowns, possession time, all the things that went well. Right. But it's still a ball game.
It's still a ball game. It's 14-10. It's anybody's ball game. We talked about giving up points off special teams, and we talked about coming back out the second half and really playing the way we did the first half, but don't make stupid mistakes on special teams.
Well, the defense came out and set the tone early in the third quarter.
They did. This is our kickoff team has done an exceptional job of coverage, and here we want to tackle a guy inside the 20. There's about 4 or 5 guys on there. This is a defense again playing well after the halftime. I think that was Waddle with an exceptional tackle here. Here's Chris. He's got to keep contained here, but you can see there's about 3 or 4 guys around that quarterback, and we forced him to throw a ball out of bounds, which was grounding, and we got the ball back on I think about the 3-yard line, and it's 3rd and about 20. And they did a nice job of coming out, stopping them, giving us great field position.
You can't ask for much more than that. This is a short punt. You take it in real good field position, have the momentum, the crowd behind you, and another momentum swing coming up here shortly.
Absolutely. And this is, Tony comes out. Tony was throwing the ball well all night. I think that's Sean Love that makes that catch. He got the shoulder around. This is Nathan running hard inside. Offensive line is doing a good job coming off here. Now this is probably one of the poorest throws that he made all night. He's got to lift that ball up and stop aiming it. We try to settle for a field goal. Again, here we pushed the field goal right, but it didn't cost us yesterday. But we have to make sure that, and I'm pretty sure Tim will get back in the rhythm. This is a nice throw and catch by their guy. I think that's Howell again. He's in position. He just got to play the ball better. And
they came right back, seemingly feeding off the missed field goal. Score here, and back and forth we go.
Well, they did, and the defense was playing well, and they caught us out of position here, and they scored. And this is a nice run by Nathan. That's about a 15-yard gain, and again, he got his shoulders around. He's running hard here, back up inside. When somebody's going to tackle him, he gives the punishment out, and then that's what your back's going to do. Fobbs came in and did a nice job. First play in, 55 yards. They can run. but Jamal Fobbs got to the end zone, and again, we answered the call right there. Nice run here.
About an answer
Good
score.
blocking up front, Tom. Great blocking from that offensive line, and Jamal Fobbs off to the end zone.
That has to make you feel good, too, because when we're talking about peaks and valleys in a ball game, you want to see how your club responds. And you go back to that 15-yard run that Nathan made to start the drive.
Right.
That kind of sends a message that, hey, you don't have us on our heels right now.
No, absolutely. It sends the right message that our offensive line is going to continue to come off the ball, and it's just a matter of time where what we're going to try to do is wear you down. You know, we answered it. Our defense came back on, and you know, this back was pretty good, but this quarterback was pretty good. But, you know, we gang tackled a lot that night, and when you have a good defense, this is Terrell. Terrell had an exceptional ball game here.
Talk about this series. He was everywhere.
He was every place. You know, that's Troy West in on a sack, but the reason he got that sack is because I think Terrell flushed him, and everybody stayed with it. And what I like about what the defense is doing, they're staying with their men down the field, which is something that we did not do earlier. And what we're doing now is just rallying to the ball carrier.
It looked from upstairs initially, and we called it on the broadcast that maybe Level's got a hand on this. He said he didn't, so obviously it was a shank.
I think what he did, though, is that he influenced it. He went across the kicker's face, and he saw him, and he ended up pushing the ball to the right. And he gave us good field position. Back to our tight ends. Our tight ends have caught more balls in this ball game than here. Now we're running inside. You know, Jamal does a good job of finding the crease here. We go with a slant to our big wide receiver.
That's a heck of a throw and catch right there.
Heck of a throw and catch by Marcellus, and this is a nice run by Akins, and we're up another touchdown. Good kick by Sitness here.
In this game right here, a 28-17 lead, that seemed like a 30-point lead because you knew it was going to be tight all the way through.
All the way. You know, Mississippi State is a good football team, and they come back, and this is I mean, he throws it in the coverage. I'd like to have seen us come up with that play, and you got a 6'3" guy on a 5'9" guy, and a 6'3" guy. That was a jump ball situation here.
How big a play is that?
This is a big play. They go for two, and there's who's that Terrell again, making an exceptional stop there. And, you know, when we come back, and now we got to answer it. And this is just gutsy, hard running by Nathan, putting his hand down on the ground, not going down. And this is a nice decision by Tony, throwing out. Who's that? Terrence. Terrence Richardson again. He stays in bounds. But what's going on is that offense is keeping that drive alive. Decides to keep it. Positive yards again by Tony. We go back for an inside play. Nice bounce outside by Fobbs, and you know, and what our offense is doing is keeping that drive going. A nice throw. I think this is it's Terrence Richardson again. So the offense is in rhythm. We have good play calling by our coaches. We get Tony out on the corner. He decides to scramble for that first down, and they actually made him pay the price, but they got hit out of bounds and was penalized. We go down on the goal line, and nice run by Fobbs, and then we answer the call. And really that's what we did all night.
You talk about a key drive, 14 plays, 91 yards, 5:22 off the clock, and you put 7 on the board on the other end.
Right.
Now, you can't ask for much more than that because they challenged. That was the last time they would really challenge in this ball game.
They did, and this is a nice, I think that's Adam Edwards again on the interception, get upfield, and you know, those were 2 big picks by him. We go back inside with Nathan. Nice hard run. You know, 2 and 3 guys got to bring him down, and we stay on the ground with him. Nice cut inside. You know, he's running very, very aggressive, but that offensive line is giving him push. That's what your back does. Nice bounce outside here after he got into the pile. And what I like about him is he squared his shoulders up and he took people on. Right here, good effort to stay up for a score. And that was an exceptional drive by that offense, and it was good running by our tailback. Conditioning
certainly played a role in the last 5 or 6 minutes of this ball game, and there's some happy people right there.
Oh, it is. Happy coach, happy players, happy fans.
You like it when you can put those scores on the board. Now, as you look back on it, you've had a chance to look at the tape. Several players, and probably too many to mention on this show, but a lot of people stepped their games up last night.
Well, they did, and, you know, and I can probably go through all the offense and all the defense, but it was a team victory. It was a team effort. You know, the team this week decided to leave all those other things behind them and wanted to come home and really perform in front of what I thought was a great crowd here.
Well, it was a solid win over a good football team. I want to show you these stats. OSU has now won 5 of the last 7, 10 of the last 14 at home, and that's a nice trend to have continue. You stay with us. The Bob Simmons Show continues in a moment.
It has your logo on it. We do it.
You know, the win over the 25th ranked Bulldogs capped a great weekend here in Stillwater, and it all began with Orange Peel this past Friday night.
We want to thank you all for coming to America's Best Buy, #1 in the United States, OSU.
Are you ready for the 1998 Orange Peel?
So let me hear everybody say, raise the roof. Let me hear you say, raise the roof. Because I know the stands are going to be full. So just bring some more of that enthusiasm, and we'll be waiting. We're going to win the game for you.
It's you and it's us defeating the Bulldogs here at Louisville tomorrow. You got to have your voice, and you got to be a part of that.
How y'all doing? All right, this is unbelievable. I know you're not here for me. I think there might be a tractor pull after this or something.
Operator, please connect me with 1982. I need to make an apology for what I didn't do.
Oh yeah, that was just execution. I mean, we worked on it the whole week. The penalties were, better than usual. And we just went out there and played.
See Nathan drive through a pile, knocking about 3 or 4 guys down. That's something else. That gives you a lot of confidence as offensive lineman to know that we're going to get the job done.
You know, Tom, Orange Peel is a great weekend. I think our students do a good job of planning it. We look forward to it, as our players look forward to it. I think our fans look forward to it. So I think it was a great idea, and it brings a lot of enthusiasm to the program.
I wish our viewers could have heard you singing along with Randy Travis right there. They didn't know you had a great voice like that. The game within the game, our internet question of the week. They're all straight ahead on the Bob Simmons Show. Don't go away. Well, welcome back to the show. It's time for our game within the game feature. And Bob, these kind of numbers right here will win a lot of ball games for you.
Oh, absolutely, Tom. You know, possession time, when you can keep the ball for 38 minutes and your offense can run 88 plays, a lot of positive things going to happen. And then third down conversion, that is very, very key. And rushing for 360 yards, all those stats are important.
And those are numbers that you certainly wanted to control before the kickoff began, and you got it done here. Of course, the game within the game brought to you by American Residential Group, and we appreciate their sponsorship of the show. Now, let's go to our Southwestern Bell Internet question of the week, and that leads us into special teams.
Well, there's a question coming up. Yeah, here we go. How much practice time? Listen, we spend at least about 35 minutes a day on special teams, and as you know, this week we were not as special as we would like to be. So I think during the upcoming off week, there's going to be some times that we will spend a lot of time practicing different situations in every phase of the special team.
And how about now, quick injury report?
Well, I think in talking to our trainer, there's about 1 or 2 kids that have bumps and bruises. Adam Davis, and I think Alford, but I think those kids will be all right next week. And speaking of next week, we'll probably practice a little bit tomorrow, and then Tuesday and Wednesday probably get into our game plan. Our coaches are going to go out and hit the road in terms of looking at different recruits, and we'll have a light practice on Thursday and Friday. Then my intentions, if practice go well, is probably let them off this weekend, but I'll find out how practice goes.
Well, that's all the time we have for this show. We'll join you in 2 weeks following the Nebraska game up in Kansas City. For Bob Simmons, our entire crew here at Educational Television Services, Tom Dirato. Goodbye, everybody.
The Bob Simmons Show has been brought to you by the Johnson